You know what makes a psychological thriller really get under your skin? It's not always about what you see, it's about what you think you see. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain and deconstruct the mechanics of suspense. And we're going to do it by breaking down an incredible short story called Last Call to see exactly how it builds the perfect thriller.
Right from the jump, the story just throws us into the absolute deep end with this single, terrifying plea. There's no setup, no warning, we are immediately in a life or death situation. And we are hooked. This isn't just a story beginning, it's a crisis already in motion.
So who's on the other end of this terrifying call? Well, let's meet our protagonist, Arjun. He's just working his mind-numbing night shift customer care job. The whole setting is designed to feel mundane, isolated, almost completely silent, which of course is the perfect blank canvas for the nightmare that's about to unfold.
Okay, so right here, the story is laying out all the classic thriller ingredients. You've got Arjun, our anchor in this coming storm. The time, 2:17 a.m. That's so important. It's the dead of night when the world is asleep and help feels a million miles away. Then you have the call itself. And here's the kicker, the obstacle. She won't tell him where she is. So Arjun is completely powerless, just a helpless listener to what could be a murder happening in real time.
So the hook is set, right? Now the story starts to masterfully tighten its grip. We're moving into the rising action where that line between Arjun's safe, boring reality and the caller's absolute nightmare starts to blur in a really, really unsettling way.
And this is the key to understanding everything that's about to go down. This story isn't just about a potential killer in a house, it's about attacking Arjun's, and by extension, our sense of what's even real. The true horror isn't just a monster, it's the doubt that starts to creep into your own mind.
And boom, this is the moment. With this one line, the story just shatters the barrier between the listener and the event. The threat isn't some distant problem on the other end of a phone anymore. All of a sudden, it's personal. It's in the room. I mean, how could she possibly know what he's wearing?
So from this point on, the story just puts its foot on the gas. It starts relentlessly hammering Arjun's composure with one impossible observation after another. This isn't a slow burn anymore. It's a full-on assault on his sanity.
First, she mentions his table, such a simple, impossible detail. It's the first crack in the dam, and you can just feel Arjun's heart start to pound.
Then, his coffee mug. Another specific detail that just can't be a coincidence. You can feel the logic starting to fray, and the panic is really starting to build.
And finally, this. The undeniable proof, the crack on his wall, something nobody, absolutely nobody, could ever guess. At this point, logic has left the building entirely, and pure, primal fear has taken over.
This is the question just screaming in Arjun's head, and in ours. Is he being watched? Is this some kind of twisted prank? Or something far, far stranger and more terrifying going on here? The story has us exactly where it wants us. Totally confused and totally freaked out. So what happens now? I mean, just as we're trying to rationalize it, maybe there's a camera hidden somewhere, the story yanks the rug right out from under us again. It unleashes this cascade of new twists that just dismantles reality even further.
The call cuts off, and for just a second there's this brief moment of relief, which is immediately shattered by a text message. The threat is now interacting with him directly in his own space. He finds a phone on his own doorstep. The safety of his home has been completely breached, and the final, chilling detail, the voice from the call is still playing from it.
And you can see how this isn't just random, it's a perfectly constructed domino effect. First, the impossible object, that phone, proves his home isn't safe. Second, the realization that it's just a recording completely shatters his understanding of what's happening. But that third step is the real masterstroke. This is the twist that turns absolutely everything on its head. The story completely flips the script. In an instant, Arjun goes from a potential savior to the accused villain. Can you imagine this sheer psychological horror of hearing your own voice saying the words of a killer in a recording you know you never made? He's not just a victim anymore. He's now the prime suspect.
So where can the story possibly go from here? How do you top that? Well, the climax resolves the mystery not by simplifying it, but by introducing an even more mind-bending, terrifying concept, a temporal paradox. The horror isn't just in his house anymore, it's in his timeline.
So he's reeling from hearing his own voice. He rushes back into his room, and that's when technology turns against him again. His laptop, something he should control, just acts on its own, and it has one final, horrifying truth it needs to show him.
Okay, this timeline is absolutely crucial for getting this final, insane twist. We've got the past, the call starting at 2:17. We've got the present, Arjun watching this video right now at 2:30 a.m. But the video itself is showing him the future, an event that's timestamped for 2:40 a.m. just 10 minutes from now. The past, the present, and a horrifying future are all converging on him in this single impossible moment. And here it is, the story's terrifying checkmate. The video shows him, Arjun, as the intruder holding a knife. A predestined future is playing out right in front of him. And in the final, chilling moment, as he's struggling to even process this, he turns. His future self, the one from the video, he's already there. The loop has closed.
And that leaves us with the story's haunting central question. Is he the man who received a terrifying call, or is he the man who is about to commit a terrible crime? Or is he somehow both? The story doesn't give us an easy answer, because the most terrifying thrillers leave the horror to echo, not just in the character's mind, but in ours.